Hey guys, it's Mark over at Hammer Down. I thought a fun video would be just talking about competition rifles and how I set my rifle up for competition. So I have my 3-gun rifle here, which I have a couple different competition rifles for different types of competition that I do. This one is specifically for 3-gun, and even more specifically, it is my open division 3-gun rifle. I do lots of different competition. I do tactical games. I do some gas gun stuff. And I just like to build rifles for all different kinds of competition. So I'll try different competitions just so I get to build another rifle. So gonna do the tactical game sniper challenge this year. I'll probably build another rifle for that, even though I have 2 DMR long range SPR type rifles. But hey, I always like to have an excuse to build new rifles. That's why I own a gun store. So let's talk about this one. So this one, just basic setup stuff. This is a complete Aero Precision set, upper, lower, handguard, whole thing is all Aero Precision. The stock is an XLR. This is the same stock that's on my 3-gun shotgun as well. So I like to have the same setup, so I'm not changing things up and guns don't feel different while I'm shooting competition stuff. Most of all, let's talk about this Cerakote job. So as we all know, my co-owner of Hammer Down Armament, Robert J. Bromley III, is our Cerakote artist here in-house at Hammer Down Armament. He and I came up with this Cerakote pattern together. This is not something that's off the shelf. This is definitely something that we came up with together, and it was, I came up with an idea and Rob really put that thing together, and this is what we ended up with at the end of the day. He absolutely hates doing it because it is very complicated. And after I had him do this rifle, I also made him do my shotgun. Like many months later, he actually custom mixed paint colors to make this look the way it does. You probably can't tell in this video, but there's actually gun candy on top of it. So kind of looks a little bit like a bass boat, which is what I like. I think black guns are boring, so I like to Cerakote stuff. It's also the easiest way for me to get Rob to clean all my guns for me. I just hand them to him. I say, we should probably paint this a different color. And then it comes back really clean because the whole thing has to be clean to paint. So, all right, so moving on to other stuff. This does have a chamber flag in it. Obviously it is empty. Got my handy dandy Remax chamber flag here. Sell it faster with McMaster because, as some of you may know, my daytime job is running a real estate company, a real estate sales team. So if you also need to buy a house, I'm your guy. But yep, have a chamber flag in here. Also, I learned this cool trick from my buddy Matt Kitzmiller, where we have the chamber flag here, and it is also attached to the cover for my 45-degree offset red dot. So that being said, another part of that we have here is a Razor red dot 45-degree offset on a Razor mount. The 45-degree mount. I've also used Arasaka mounts on some of my other ones. I really like the Arasaka mounts. They're super high quality. The Vortex ones are great, but I have stripped out a Vortex mount before. I still have it on here. May switch that out in the future. On top, I have a Vortex Razor 1-10 on a Samson mount. This scope is my absolute favorite one that I own. This 1-10 optic is absolutely fantastic. It's expensive, but it's worth every penny. It's first focal plane, 1-10, great reticle, great glass, very consistent, and the Vortex warranty is second to none in my opinion. I beat the hell out of these things. I'm throwing them in trash cans in 3-gun. My friends that I shoot 3-gun with ask me if my rifles are rented because of the way that I treat them. Because it's a tool, and if you could pick up a few seconds here and there by dumping your rifle from 3 feet away vertically into a dump barrel, Might save you some time, might help you win a stage. I also have one of these 3D printed switch views on here. I've used the MGM switch views before, and I've broken every single one that I've ever had. They're aluminum, and where they mount up and kind of come together, those things get stretched out and eventually will crack and break. So you can keep replacing them. This is a 3D printed one that I picked up on Amazon, I think. There's a company that's putting them out. They're good. They're not the greatest. They will also strip out pretty easily. But you know, they'll probably send you another one if you ask for it. But I love having the switch view to easily go from switch between magnification settings. So this thing is like butter too. I mean, some of those things are super tight. This thing is like freaking butter, man. And then, so just moving down the rifle here, I have a Radian Raptor charging handle. It's ambi. Sometimes you have to use stuff on both sides, so works great for that. I have a JP Enterprises low mass bolt carrier group in here. Love that thing, super consistent. Got that paired up with an adjustable gas block. I forget the brand of it. That thing's all flowing through a Ballistic Advantage 14.5-inch barrel that's pinned and welded, that has a Precision Armament M472 super duty muzzle device. This thing is disgustingly loud, but very, very effective. If you're running just regular XM193, it probably will also throw flames out of it. But man, it reduces recoil like you would not believe. This setup for reducing recoil it's just absurd. Adjustable gas block, really good muzzle device, low mass bolt carrier group, and silent captured spring back here. Also from JP Enterprises. This thing shoots so flat. There's virtually no recoil in this thing before. I've let friends of mine shoot this rifle in like 3-man 3-gun competitions, and all of them are like, what did you do to that thing? It has no recoil whatsoever. So I love the way this thing's set up. As you can see, it is pretty dirty. I haven't given it to Rob to paint, so he hasn't cleaned it for me. I also am not good about cleaning guns. So, but it's great. Ballistic Advantage barrel, that 14.5. I run the 14.5-inch barrel in my tactical games rifle as well. Both sub MOA with 77 grain ammo. I run the IMI Razor Core 77 grain stuff. I think that stuff is great. I can't load ammo myself that is consistent as what that ammo is. I mean, I've put it on the Garmin Chrono, and it's a standard deviation of like 8 or below out of this barrel. So it really runs great, and I just keep doing that. It's not that expensive. The last batch I bought was like 82 cents a round. So I really almost can't load ammo for that when you factor in what brass costs and things like that. So continuing to move down, I do have a bad lever on this rifle, as you can see right here. Some people hate these things, some people love them. Personally, I love them because I can use one hand to lock this thing back. I don't have to switch hands to go from charging handle to, you know, if I'm running it typically, I would have to go from like this to switching hands and then locking it back with this hand. But with this, I can keep the same when I finish the stage and I need to lock my bolt back. I can just do it from there. On a mag change, which most of the time we're gonna reload when it's not empty anyway. In competition, running your gun empty is bad, but you can still just pop it, let it go forward. I don't recommend slamming it forward on a chamber flag either, whether you're using one of these big 3D printed ones from my man Brian Shine, or if you're just using a standard chamber flag, because there's a good chance you're gonna end up with plastic on your hot bolt carrier group or slamming something into your chamber. So I don't recommend doing that. This is a Odin Works mag release. I got short hands, short fingers, small hands. Getting that mag release in there, I would have to really break my grip to hit that mag release if it was a standard mag release. So I run an extended one. It's all painted up nice. This thing needs to be serviced after the season. As you can see, this is loose. My safety's loose. So just a tip to do your maintenance. Off season's a good time to do it, to knock that out. And then at the bottom, I got a Hiperfire trigger love that thing. This thing's running like £1.5 pounds. I don't recommend that for something your normal, just regular shooting carbines, because £1.5 pounds is super light. But it's great for shooting precision stuff and being able to take those long shots. Some of these 3-gun matches we're shooting out 500 yards, so you're trying to do that as quickly as possible and as accurately as possible. So that's about it for this rifle. If you guys are interested in any of this stuff, we can help you at the shop. We can help you get it set up. If you want to get into competition shooting, we would all be happy to help you get involved. I shoot, I don't know, probably 20 3-gun matches a year. They do, and if you don't want to shoot a shotgun anymore, most of those matches now also allow a 2-gun division, where it's just rifle and pistol, which a lot of people are switching over to. And if you want to get into that, just hit us up down at the shop and we will help you get involved. I'll give you a ride. I'll take you with me. If you want to get involved and you don't have all the gear, I have more than enough. We can get you up and running, and then we can help you get outfitted with the things that you need to get into competition shooting, help you set it up right, because this is the stuff that we're really into. So if you have any questions, hit us up, stop down the shop, see what else we have, and we'll talk to you soon.